And hello, welcome to Band of Badgers. This is our what we call the Green Room. This is a chance for my lovely, sexy, wonderful players to have a catch-up chat, and metagame, roleplay, do bits and pieces, but generally see if they're on the right track. Obviously they're railroaded, but if they're on the right track and enjoying the game and doing all those kind of bits and pieces. So the plan is to do one of these before the start of every new chapter, so we have a way of doing that. We're not here to kind of do giveaways. This isn't live. This is recorded. This is a nice chilled session for us just to have a chat. So just before we went live, we've talked about a couple of things. Do we want to talk about them? Over to you. Whatever you want to talk about, let's do it.
Depends if we're going backwards in time, I suppose.
You can go as far back as you want. Obviously, you can't go forwards because that'd be cheating.
No, I meant if we're starting with the most recent things and going backwards, or if we're going back to the beginning and coming forward.
Start with what's just happened. So you've just finished chapter 3. We're going to go into chapter 4. You can talk about what happened the most, but then maybe see how they link backwards. How do they go backwards?
Right, so we found out that the giants are coming back.
Yep, the giants are possibly on their way to Sandpoint, or possibly at Sandpoint.
That sounds about right to me.
Mr. McMurrian.
Yeah, I actually wrote notes last session.
And his merry men.
They're taking back something that they used to own. I think that's what they said.
They're taking back the land.
The land, yeah.
But they've got a dragon. One dragon? Many dragons? There was definitely reference to a dragon.
And they were the ones that built all of the Thessalonian,
yes.
building. Well, not buildings, but like
the dam, the bridge.
Yeah, and probably built that giant stone head that we were in.
Yeah,
way back when.
Where does Jorgenfist come into this? Because I remember that name being mentioned, but I wrote it down, but I don't remember.
Chapter 4.
Jorgenfist was the home. Jorgenfist was the home of the giants where McMurrian is located.
Okay.
Okay.
And we don't know where that is.
No. We don't have a map of that, I don't believe.
They were enslaved by the Thessalonians.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
They were used as free labour, essentially.
Yeah. So it sounds like the Lycans being enslaved by the vampires, and then at some point the Thessalonian Empire fell, and the giants under McMurrian decided to grow their own civilization instead, in secret.
Yeah.
Leskin stole my money, which I wasn't happy about.
Didn't you get most of it back?
She gave it back.
Yeah,
well, in small pieces on the floor.
Yeah.
I have not determined whether or not I've collected all of those pieces yet.
You lost half.
Curiously, Rupp's purse got a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
That's a very Harrison statement, that, isn't it? Oh, she didn't give it back. She put it all over the floor. Why would I lower myself to pick up 800 gold
Do not
pieces?
tidy up.
I have to pick everything up after myself.
That's what we employ people for.
So, yeah, one of my notes is they've stolen my gold.
Is that your only note?
No, I do have other notes.
Okay. And McMurrian seemed to have some way of kind of seeing what Val was doing and stopped him from speaking.
Yeah, some sort of psychic link between the pair of them or something.
So he might be aware of us, maybe, which is concerning.
Did we work out if Lucretia is wrapped up in this particular part, or whether she's separate to the giants and everything? Was anything mentioned about Lucretia when we were with the giant? I don't think it was.
I don't think so, no.
We didn't get the chance to ask, did we?
We didn't ask about that black maggot either.
I mean, she is putting Thessalonian is it 7-pointed stars on things.
And I think that's related to the greed thing, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, she could be linked, but not know that she's linked.
Yeah, she could actually be a pawn in the whole thing and not even realise it. She thinks she's near the top, but she's not.
When we say Thessalonian, do we mean only one of the branches, as in one of the, we only, like, what do we mean by Thessalonian? Do we mean only one of those, the tips of that thing that we went to first, or do we mean all of them?
So Thessalonia
Yeah.
was an empire that existed in the continent of Varissia, or the Inner Sea,
Yeah.
10,000 years ago, and fell. And part of their culture was that they employed magic that was based around 7 deadly sins.
Right. Okay.
So it would appear that Lucretia is doing something with greed. Don't know what, other than it seems to be said. That's what it said in the letter that she wrote to her sister. That she had found some more efficient way of collecting greed or promises in the form of these contracts that we've got the scroll of, by tattooing certain people when they visited the paradise thing. It was called Paradise.
Paradise ship.
Paradise ship. Yeah. So that's that part. I would say my guess anyway is that the giants are not working with Lucretia, because if the giants were previously enslaved by the Thessalonian rulers, they're not going to help whatever's going on trying to recover Thessalonian magic, are they? They're making a branch out on their own to retake the lands. That's what Baal said. So I don't think Lucretia will be allied with Baal. I think Lucretia was allied with the ogres, which is why she was in Fort Rannick with the Kriegs.
Yeah, she wasn't their prisoner. She was just a guest.
She was.
What about
Casa the Ogre?
What about the big snake then?
Yeah, we probably should have asked what's his chops, Baal, about that before Elias exploded him.
I wonder if that was just a coincidence and it just happened to be trapped in the dam or something, the bit of the dam that broke or whatever,
Mm.
So the dam getting broke and then the water coming down sort of like released it rather than it being under command of people, if you know what I mean.
I mean, it certainly wasn't of this plane.
No.
Probably. Yeah. So, that suggests that it came from another place.
I just didn't get the impression that it was answering to a master. I could be wrong, but
it was awakened by the Mother of Monsters, so it was awakened by Lamash too. At least that's what I've got written down.
I have a possible theory.
Okay.
Dave showed us the amulet earlier, both sides, with the red circle in the middle. Could it be that they're trying to open a portal somewhere into another plane of existence and releasing these creatures?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Because obviously the red circle being revealed means that there is something beneath that, or at least it kind of looks like there's a sort of like a, when you have an eye that opens of sorts, it looks like one side is closed and the other one is open.
Yeah, it's like there's an aperture in the middle.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if whether or not the Seven Sins is working towards opening something in the middle, which is releasing it to the outside world. And could it also be related to that demon that was in the bridge as well?
It's a good working theory, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a very good observation.
Can you look at the other side again, Dave? The one with the...
It looks like it's twisted, I think.
It does look like it's twisted.
What are those?
Whoa, there's two of them.
There's little points in the middles of each one.
Yeah.
As well, right? There's bumps. Look at as in if you look at there's the circles as well on each.
Mm.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They're filled in.
I don't know.
Yeah,
on the side where it looks like it's closed, there's none, and then the side that it looks like it's open, there is bumps. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that may be to do with the runes that go across the top of our OBS screen that get lit up at different times.
Sure.
So they may be the runes that get revealed, and once all of them are lit, then the aperture or the eye is open, and then something is
all hell let loose.
The greatest selfie of all time.
Maybe it's like a countdown to a bomb, like a gem appears in each of the circles, each of the 7 around the centre, and then once they're...
Oh wait, they do have runes on them. They do have runes on them.
Do they?
There you go then. So
yeah.
Look at them.
Yeah, I could just about make it out. Yeah, you're right.
So I bet they're the same runes that we have across the top of the OBS screen, and that have been lighting up steadily as we complete milestones.
Are they there as well? They're there
Yeah,
as
they
well.
are.
aren't
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that they're recessed or indented, whatever you call it.
So the other thing
Is
to
that
pick up on
writing
then,
as well?
There is runes on the outside.
Is that writing or just a pattern? It's runes, isn't it?
it is
Yeah.
runes. Yeah.
It is runes. Can you make any of those out, Elias? Because can't you read Thessalonian? No.
I can read Thessalonian. Yes. I can attempt to read it. Yeah.
Read it, Elias. See if you can see if it says anything.
Can I attempt to decipher the writing on the Sahedron medallion?
Yep, and I can do that offline for you.
Oh. Teamwork.
I just need to look it up. That's all.
Virtual high five.
The other thing to remember is Lamashtu. That's cropped up a few times now. So
The
that's
shrine.
Shrine of Wrath. The shrine in the last cave we were in.
Which
The
you were
ogre temple,
desperate to put back together again.
I was, but indication again that the giants are not tied in with other things that are going on. So I think we got two different things.
Well, I
happening.
guess if they were ruled over before, then they perhaps... I'm surprised that it was kept, because wouldn't you want to destroy it? As a reminder. Well, get rid of the reminder.
Perhaps they know something we don't. Like
Or
if
maybe.
you desecrate the temple, then you'd call down the wrath of Lamashtu.
Lamashtu.
I don't know.
Or maybe they were just so proud of their handiwork that they couldn't bear to rip it down.
Maybe.
The name
but-
Ackland was mentioned as well.
Wait, before we move on though.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so we had Lamashtu in the Temple of Wrath. We had Lamashtu in the temple at the Giant's Lair, although it was dismantled because the Giants had taken over from the Kriegs. So I think the Kriegs were aligned with Lamashtu, which were my theory that Kriegs and Lucretia were working together. But then Lamashtu also cropped up somewhere else.
It cropped up where the head was, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Yeah,
Nuala.
the thing we fought
There was on the door. There was a woman with monsters coming out of belly.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah, and Nuala
That was it.
worshipped her as well. She had
Yes.
the Lamashtu symbol.
Yes, that's where we met. Till. I can't remember what character
Yes.
Till played.
We met Auric.
That's it.
All right, yeah. Noalia's bodyguard.
Yep.
Okay, so Lamashtu's a theme. But have we tied Lamashtu to either Lucretia or
The Thessalonians.
the thing that they're doing? So skipping about a bit, sorry. When we went to Magnamar, we fought we did this whole Skin Saw Man thing and traced that cult back to Magnamar. We fought Justice Ironbriar, destroyed that part of the Skin Saw cult, and then followed the link from Justice Ironbriar to the Shadow Clock, or the Clock Tower.
Yeah.
And there we fought the Snake Woman,
Yep, Zanisha.
and it was there we then picked up. Well, so they were doing something. She was trying to collect tribute, using, I guess, cruelty to turn people. And then we found the link to Lucretia where she was using people's greed to collect tribute. But who are they collecting tribute for? I haven't linked that up. So in terms of where we go with them, they're at the top of the tree, but I still think they're working for someone. I just don't know who.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's Mokmarian. I think the Giants are a separate hierarchy. But why are they attacking Sandpoint? What's in Sandpoint other than the Temple of Wrath?
What's so important about Sandpoint?
Didn't we see in the war room of the head? We saw some big guy, didn't we? On the wall, there was this huge thing.
I remember it being referenced, like a painting or a carving.
The carving, yeah.
Oh, well, you're talking about in the temple under the head, yeah?
Yeah, we
So
saw.
there's a mural on the wall. You're correct, but I thought that wasn't that talking about the guy that we fought in the room with the fire in the floor, the fire pit.
I seemed in my head. I think it seemed bigger than that, but I can't. In comparison to the head itself, it was like half of it or something.
I've got something that says Thistletop side view, goblin snake eyes, 30 foot tall, ?
Yeah, something like huge. Whereas the thing we fought wasn't that tall.
No.
But like,
Well, there was two things there. There was the mural that was painted on the wall in the room before you eventually went downstairs. So that was on the same floor as the temple with the big bas relief doors. And then when we went downstairs, wasn't there a room that we went into where there was a throne and there was like an image playing over
illusion,
somebody giving a
Yeah.
speech, and that talked about Kurzog, didn't it? Was that the name?
Karzog.
Yeah.
Karzog, yeah.
Right.
And that was the demon that was trapped. Karzog trapped this demon
Mhm.
that disappeared, that was being drained of its power.
Yeah.
Correct, because that demon had been summoned by Lamash to come and invade the territory, and that's when we first started talking about there being different territories and each territory having something that protected its boundary, and that was confirmed last week by Baal, because he said that the Thessalonian relics represented the boundaries between each of the territories. So there'd be one territory that would be dedicated to greed, I suppose, one to wrath, and so on and so forth.
Could it be that they are trying to destroy protection so that they could release more things?
The giants, you mean?
Yeah. Or in
No,
general.
but I think so. I don't know, because the Thassaeonians obviously didn't like followers of Lamashtu because they enslaved this thing, right? Is that right? And then the giants obviously don't care probably about this fight because they desecrated the shrine to Lamashtu in the ogre bit, right? I think they are completely separate. As Steve said, I think they're a completely separate thing. They were enslaved by the Thassaeonians, and now they just want to take back the land. I don't think they care about that fight.
Yeah, no, I'm in agreement. I think they were completely separate, or mostly separate.
I'm just trying to link the damage that brought Rannick and where obviously the water got flooded into the town, where the bridge had been destroyed, whether or not that was somehow related to, because obviously
I think that was just followers of Lamashtu doing their thing,
Okay,
like
fair
Lucretia.
There are
Well,
certainly elements of there is the main plot. There's something that is going on, and then as you're traveling, you're able to jump in and be heroes for certain other things. All you have to decide is what of all of these pieces is the main plot, and which are just because you turned up at the nick of time.
I think the ogres taking over Fort Rannick might be a side quest.
Yeah, just a large side quest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Side quest to unveil Elias's emo side.
Yeah.
Which is very effective. Are we going to see emo Elias again?
You might see him Elias.
There was
I
that.
can't not guarantee that you won't.
There was that
I'll get
demon
any more
that we
double
fought.
negatives in there, I will.
There was a demon that we fought that was locked in that place as well. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
the
that
head. Yeah, we talked about that. Karzog imprisoned him, right? Or is that?
Yeah, so Karzog seems to be doing a lot of imprisoning.
Well, no, he did. That's the only imprisoning we know of, I think.
Because there's a Karzog trapped a demon in the bridge, and there's also
Oh,
that
yeah.
other thing that we fought in
The head.
in the head. Yeah. So obviously Karzog seems related. It seems kind of integral to the plot as well.
What
So-
was that word you just said?
Integral.
And
Do you
Integral.
mean
Integral. Sorry.
Josh.
Close enough. Close enough.
you can't fault someone for only reading a word. It means they've read it.
I've always
Um,
said integral. Anyway.
That's.
Don't worry about it.
I'd not picked up on that actually, Josh. So the
It's because he's
So-
never said integral before.
If only you said it in the first episode, it all would have made sense.
the demon that was imprisoned at the dam that was used as basically a sacrifice to control the water level.
Mm.
That told us that it'd been imprisoned by Karzog. Is that correct?
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
I'd
correct.
missed-
Oh, yeah,
I'd missed
yeah.
that.
Yes, yeah.
That's true.
Okay, I'd missed that completely. So that's quite good actually that we know that. So that
Yeah.
means that Karzog's territory extends from the head thing and includes the dam.
That's why I think he's integral to the plot.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much. I just know that he's been doing a lot of entrapment.
We also had Runelord Arkland referenced, but we don't
Yes.
have any context for him.
That's a wild card.
them.
Okay, but the only reference we've had from that is from Rupp's cousin. Is that
But I
correct?
was just about to say that, well, not the exact same thing, but also from Rup's cousin, we know that the Rune Lords come back, don't we? Because she let that slip.
Yes.
And it was a bunch of mysterious adventurers or something that did
Yeah.
it.
But then Magnemar got flooded, and we might
Yeah.
have prevented that, maybe.
Yeah, possibly, because we don't know if the water had continued to come down, maybe it would have gone all the way down
Yeah.
and flooded Magnemar, yeah.
When we met with Portimer Spindlesocket, I think that episode we learnt that Karzog was mentioned as the Rune Lord.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Sorry, I'm just kind of going back
Yeah,
on my
I
notes
get it, yeah,
and just kind of like putting faces to
That
all
was
these
before
things. to names.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Where is the map? Give me the
God,
map.
before Christmas. Oh, I can't remember that far back.
I want to put-
yesterday.
Yeah,
I want to put
every day's the same.
a pizza slice on the map so we can see going to the coast and see what.
Oh, yeah, because you mean the breaking up of the land between the
Yeah.
different Rune Lords. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Can we get some proper surveyor's tools out?
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
the Sandpoint area was not under Karzog's rule, was it? Because if that was Lamashtu's area, because that's where the Temple of Wrath is, then in theory, Sandpoint was not under Karzog.
Does
So,
Karzog maybe border it?
yeah, and that's what we thought the head was. It was like a demarcation between the two borders,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. Like the Giants confirmed that.
Mm.
Just thinking about the giants / ogres, whatever, that are heading to Sandpoint to attack it. We don't actually know why, do we?
No, we didn't
No.
think to ask that.
No, because
No,
because
we
there's
don't know
either
why they're
something
picking on
there they want to
Sandpoint.
get, or there's something there they want to destroy. It's only going to be probably one of those two things, isn't it?
Or a bit of both.
Or a bit of both. Yeah, it could be.
Get what you're looking for and then destroy it.
But, yeah, exactly. As if that place hasn't suffered enough goblin
No.
attacks and now giant and ogre attacks. And
Got
And dragon.
I've got Lasnis written down a few times. Does anyone know the context of a Lasnis and Lasnis rule?
So
I've got Elijahnis written down in context to the creature we found locked up that had been captured by what's his chops, whose name I've forgotten already.
Karzog.
Arzog, yeah, that one.
Azog the Defiler.
wasn't Ilesnis the creature that we fought in the Temple of Wrath underneath the glassworks.
That could be it. Yeah, because there was something about a Lasnis rule, but I don't know why. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I'm just linking the bits and pieces together.
What we really need is some pin boards and maybe some
Yeah.
red string.
Yeah,
You need that.
definitely.
Well,
Photographs of random weird-looking guys and.
Elias had that in Sandpoint, and then Yelena wasn't there. She didn't wake up, and then everyone else had gone for a walk in the woods. And
Yep.
but Elias had it all marked out because of his detective.
It's when
skills,
Rupp
his
didn't realise the
investigator.
importance of plans.
We've all learned the importance of plans now. If you don't have a plan in the first place, then you've got nothing to ruin.
It's true.
We
And then,
not only had a plan on Saturday, just to jump streams. We not only had a plan on Saturday on Sean Sunday's Shadow Spire. Check it out. We also had a schedule.
Ooh.
I was ticking
How
off the
happy
hours
was
as we went.
Elias?
He was ecstatic. It was beautiful. It was
He's
really,
never coming back, is he?
especially because I managed to foil the whole. We just skipped the whole beginning bit where all the bad creatures were outside because Sean started us off on the south of the stream, and all the baddies were on the north of the stream, and I refused to cross the water because I didn't want to get my coat wet. So we then explored the rest of the southern end, found the massive clue to getting in with bypassing everything. And he goes, "Oh, you found that really quick." It's like, I just didn't want to go across the stream. Put me on the other side, it would have been the opposite. So,
where does the massive bridge from Magnamar actually lead?
it's broken, I think. So it did span the continents, but I think it's broken now. So it doesn't actually go anywhere. It snapped off above the downside districts where the Shadow Clock was.
Right, but do we know where it led? Down towards the other continent.
I think it goes across the inner sea to whatever continent's on the other side. So I'm sure Elias knows. I don't.
I see. Okay. Because there's another land
There's
south of
a
us.
land mass, yeah.
South of us, but
Yeah.
that there's way more land in the way. Yeah. Okay. Cool. But in terms of we're quite small beans right now, so it does make sense that we're only in one person's
Yeah. One person's domain.
domain. Yeah. Yes. That's what I'd say.
We're in one slice of pizza.
We're only in one slice of pizza, and the pizza goes much bigger than this.
So the pizza spans the planet, not just Varisia.
Probably. There is a lake in the middle.
So that suggests that Karzog is the Lord, and the borders that we were talking about is not borders between his realm or, duchy or whatever you want to call it, but actually between underlings that under him. So if he's in charge for that whole section, that's all his fiefdom. And he had people sitting below him, and it was their borders that were marked out by these various different relics.
Maybe.
But then, worryingly, that means there's like 6 other lords, possibly 7 if the one in the centre is Lord of everything.
For sure. What's the guess is that the centre's the Isle of Terror, guys?
I would not be willing to put money on that.
In the middle lake, in the middle of the continent. I don't know.
So
Are
I
you
go
looking at
in,
the picture?
one walks out.
I'm looking at a big map, yeah.
Big map.
The big map.
That's on the share, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just have a quick look at the big map. Big Mac. Right.
If
I wanna
we were
get
to share
copyright.
if someone was to share the screen, does that bugger it up?
Yeah, I can
Is
do
it
it.
worth getting that up on video?
Yeah, let's try.
Host has disabled sharing.
There you go. I have now open sharing.
Okay. Give me a sec. I will share my screen. Can you guys see this?
Aye.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, big map. We've been fanning around here.
Yeah. Such a small area.
I think we're like here right now. We took a boat from Magnemar up that way, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's the map.
Where was the?
That's
there,
quite a
there's
big
the.
area.
Is that the island?
we've been
talking about?
yeah. That's the island I was talking about.
Yeah.
What's the bet that in the middle of the continent? But yeah. So. And Sandpoint's somewhere around there.
That's it. It's exactly on that little bit. Yeah.
And
It's a point.
Magnemar is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the Magnemar Bridge points across the steaming sea, I believe.
I see. So this way.
Inland. Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
It's called the span.
Urspan.
The span.
Tulkas is from all the way up there on top left. All the way up top left.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, just there. On the very edge. The left edge.
This one.
Yeah.
Built. Oh,
Built. Yeah, that's where Tulkas comes from.
He's also built.
Mm-hmm. Or Hulkus, as he's now going to be known.
Yes, Hulkus Tulkas.
There are, correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, there are Thessalonian relics all over the place, aren't there?
Correct.
So it isn't just restricted to Varisia. There's some in Absalom. There's some in, Old Chelex.
Yep.
Okay.
This is jungle continent. I assume there's more south because this is just the equator.
Yeah, I mean, nothing has pointed us towards that direction yet.
Yeah, but
So that place there that's called Starfall.
Starfall. Where am I looking?
So Numeria.
Here,
to the
yeah.
north. Yeah, there's a place called Starfall. Is that the site of I can't remember what it's called now, but is that the site of where the meteorite hit and that wiped out Thessalonia in the first place?
Maybe.
That looks like a world wound. Steve.
Oh yeah, yes. Good spot. Okay. They just called it Starfall because it's close-ish.
Starfall is a capital city.
But yeah, you're right.
Starfall as an event. Yeah.
World wound. It looks like a giant butthole.
Yeah.
Premium content here.
Well, trying to wrap our heads around it. It's not.
It's a huge place, isn't it? You don't.
It is a huge place.
I mean, I thought that we had travelled quite far in our adventures so far, but we've literally scratched the surface.
So, where have the giants come from? They said they came from Jorgenfist.
Yeah.
Which is probably not on the map because it's an old name. But
I was going to say, does it exist anymore?
Is
Might
it
not even exist.
What kind of giants are they as well?
I see
Stone.
Ooglin.
Stone giants.
Are they stone? Were they stone giants, or is it just that we fought stone giants, but maybe there are other types of giants involved as well?
Yeah, there might be other types of giants involved, but they were stone giants.
Yeah.
We fought.
There's a hierarchy, is there?
There is.
In D&D, there is. I don't know.
Okay.
An ordning.
Ordning, yes.
Yeah, there is in Pathfinder as well, or at least there is for one of the adventure paths.
Stormspear Mountains. I don't know. This is very confusing.
Too many places.
It's a lot of places.
So the two main questions that I can't answer and would like answered is who Lucretia and Zanisha were working for. Who were they collecting these contracts for, promises, tributes, whatever you want to call them. And the second one is, why are the giants attacking Sandpoint?
Yeah.
In particular.
Yeah, what is so special about Sandpoint? Why do people keep gravitating towards it? Because it can't just be us and our beautiful faces.
No, it does make me think that the go in there to get something option is probably the most likely. There's something there that they want. That will maybe give them the power to take back the lands or something.
Maybe.
So weren't they off to back to Sandpoint? So we're next heading back to Sandpoint to help protect it again, right?
Yeah.
So maybe the answers that we may need for maybe where we could find where this Mokmorian person is. Back at Sandpoint, get some answers, kick some ass.
What if it's a someone they're going to get from Sandpoint that's imprisoned there?
Well, it has to be something to do with Thessalonian Temple, right? I don't know. It was like we didn't explore everything.
Right, so the piece of paper that I found, it read, Bowl, latest contact with Terractinus indicates he has narrowed the search. He believes a human town called Sandpoint could hide what my lord seeks. So Mokmurian is looking for something, and he has employed somebody called Terractinus to find it. So Terractinus will lead several of the people, as well as the dragon, on a raid into the town soon. When they return, they may be pursued, and I may need your ogre slaves to aid in Terractinus's retreat to Jorgenfist. So they are looking for someone or something in Sandpoint to help Mokmurian achieve whatever Mokmurian wants to achieve, which I would guess is the continued freedom of the giants and any power to aid them in taking over the rest of the land.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing I know, so there's the lighthouse, which I believe was a Thessalonian relic, and there's the Temple of Wrath beneath the glassworks, which the guy was taken over, weren't it? So that was his base of operations, was Temple of Wrath. And they'd been doing those experiments there, creating these hybrid creatures. And there was the paperwork that we took away on that. And then there was that summoning portal.
With the Quasit.
Yes. And they were summoning those creatures. And
The
I can't remember what they were
Sinswarms.
called. The Sinswarm, yeah.
That's it.
So
The
maybe that is
nasty things.
maybe that is what they're looking for. But the way the note reads is if they're going to go there, collect something,
Yeah, and come
take
back.
it back to Jorgenfist. So you're not going to take a summoning circle.
No.
Oh, unless they're
What have
just
we
going
missed?
there to get something from the summoning thing and then bring it back.
The old guy in the lighthouse. He's the one. He's...
That is out of left field, but yeah.
he is Neo.
Oh, he's the one. Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, he's the Thessalonian expert, definitely.
Maybe they're just going after that brown water that Rupp dipped his finger in and tasted. Maybe that's like the all-powerful brown liquid.
They don't know that I have a vial of it on my
Yeah.
in my pocket.
I just remember Zambanala knew a lot
You're
about
making that up.
knew a lot about Thessalonian.
Yeah, he did.
I'm wondering if they're also connected, that they might be going for him.
No, well,
Or his teacher as well, because his teacher.
the
knew
teacher
quite a
was
lot.
in the guy in the lighthouse. He's
Was he in the lighthouse?
yeah.
Was he in the lighthouse?
Yes, he was the guy. He was really annoying.
Yeah, I remember him being really annoying.
Yeah, I remember that one.
He didn't
yeah.
like any of us apart from Elias.
And literally Rupp's nightmare. Don't make us talk to him again.
We're going to end up talking to him again, aren't we?
I know.
I think that's all of it for my notes. I don't have anything more to contribute.
What was the
to
state
this.
of the lighthouse? It was broken, right?
Yeah, it's a ruin.
That was Thessalonian as well, wasn't it? The lighthouse.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's why he lived there.
that's right.
Be something underneath it, maybe?
Could be.
Did we ask if he'd ever been to the top?
I don't think so.
You definitely would have.
He definitely would have, right?
You would have, yeah. I think you did ask. I don't think he answered.
Yeah, well, no, he would always say like something else about his other books or something, right?
Something condescending.
So, yeah, but you wouldn't understand. Yeah.
So are we hot or cold, Dave, at this stage?
All over the place.
I'm not gonna tell you that. This is for you guys to get some stuff in order. I will say, however, that the lighthouse, as you've just been talking about, was a ruin. So there is no top. It is a ruin. It is destroyed. It's
I see.
a partial pile of rubble. So yeah, he's never been to the top.
Okay.
So that does mean there could be something in the rubble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or buried.
Yeah. Something below it, maybe.
Or Tolkien start digging.
Hasten
Start
him,
moving rocks out of the way.
enlarge him,
Mhm.
get to work.
Temple was underground. How far did the temple extended quite far, right?
Yeah, it was quite big.
Because there were tunnels, like going different places, weren't there? Or am I thinking of something different?
No, there were
Yeah.
tunnels going different places. Yeah.
Yeah, when we went underneath to fight the goblins, that's where we found that original Thessalonian ruin.
Oh, and someone made by the. Oh yeah, some of the tunnels were made by goblins. That was it.
And then there was bits that were bricked up, weren't there? There was one of the tunnels we went down. There was a bricked up section, and that was what led us into the Temple of Wrath proper.
Yes.
What's the name of the woman that owns the bar?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Josh? Does Harrison know?
So Bethana is the barmaid.
Yeah,
I can't remember what her
Emiko?
name- Emiko, yeah.
That's
So it's her brother.
Suto.
Suto.
So yeah, he was charmed by Nuala, and he was planning the goblin raid while Nuala was searching for something in the temple of Lamashtu beneath the big head, and then she also was trying to get something from her father's grave because she wanted to go full on demon woman, didn't she?
Yeah.
Because all she had was an arm at first, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because I've got that in my
You
backpack.
still got that arm?
Yeah, I've still got that
I can't imagine it's in particularly good condition at this point.
It's surprisingly fresh.
DM, is this arm surprisingly fresh?
Maybe.
It's got to be a bit squishy by now.
Yeah, I put some antibacterial on the end of it. It's fine.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. Why didn't you say that to start with?
So put salt on it. It'll last long.
I've also got the I forget her name. Sorry, the snake woman that we fought. I've also got her
Nisha.
tail in my backpack.
Yeah,
You're just
Zanisha.
trying to build a monster.
No,
He's,
I think
going
more-
weird science on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More and more, he's Tulkas' backpack is starting to get stained and smell very, very. Anyone
Oh, no,
who's
they're
walking
all in-
behind Tulkas,
they're all in the bag of holding I've got.
he's got.
Maybe I'm looking for exotic sausage ingredients.
I mean, you can't breathe in a bag of holding, right? So,
No.
I mean, there's no oxygen. So, you know, it's probably fine, right?
Probably.
Yeah, totally.
fresh as anything.
Yeah. I think that's all I got.
Okay, so
Mm.
let's wrap this up then and say
Uh-oh.
you've got a good idea of kind of what's going on. Where do you think things are gonna go in chapter 4? Based on where you've been, where do you think you're going next?
Sandpoint, and
I'll-
then
I'll- I'll
hopefully
Sandpoint.
Yeah.
Point.
I was going to say, is that a trick question?
I think we're going to head to Jorgenfist and meet Morian.
I think that might be other chapters.
Oh, what, later on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
know if
think
it's-
whatever happens, we're going to have to try and hopefully capture someone in this group of giant/ogres that's going to Sandpoint to interrogate,
Mm,
because I think we do need a little bit more information going forwards.
we do.
We also need to find Lucretia again, because I need Harrison wants to
Yeah.
chop off her head.
You. Harrison wants to find her.
The royal we.
We're going to find both of them tied up by the new town guard we've hired in Sandpoint
Yes.
as we get there. I think that's the real.
We're going to get there, and surprisingly, it'll be under control.
Keep
Yeah.
talking. Be right back.
I hate
That's
to
concerning.
rain on that statement, but technically, wasn't the Newtown Guard hired by Harrison's brother?
Wasn't it
The sheriff.
the sheriff?
Was it the sheriff?
Yeah.
Sheriff.
I thought Harrison's brother had something to do with hiring the Newtown Guard as well.
I don't
I
think
can't remember.
so.
But the sheriff went off for a
Yeah.
while.
Went off to
Yeah.
Magnemar to get some.
Then he came back when we were doing the zombie stuff.
Oh wait, did he go to Justice Ironbriar?
It was, yeah, he could have done. The other thing that worries me is, we defeated Justice Ironbriar, didn't we? And then
Yes.
we went and told the mayor about that. And I'm going to say all this while Dave's away, so he's got no clue that I'm saying this.
Well, he watches it back.
Tell you this about- So we went and spoke to the mayor and told the
Yeah.
mayor all about it, and he just goes, "Oh, well done, lads. There's 6,000 gold pieces each."
Yeah.
And we all went, "What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Thank
Thanks.
you very much." And I just went straight into, I'm just going to spend as much of this as possible. And then-
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he's back, so shush.
Right, I'm back. Yeah, sorry. I'll
but
just play it back.
Yeah,
the,
I said
the
that.
worrying part is the following week when the Sprocket guy turned up. God, terrible
Portimer.
name tonight. Portimer
Yeah,
turned up. He was saying, "Oh, we need to get out of town," and people were booing us and throwing rotten vegetables at Harrison's house for taking this money. Well, we haven't really discussed that, have we?
No, we really haven't. Too many
So-
things have happened.
But
Why is the mayor giving us thousands of gold pieces? Where's it come from?
well, the people, weren't it?
And why? Why did he give it to us? Other than, did he
Shuts
think we had something on him, like a contract with his name on it or something? We didn't, but is that what he suspected? I don't know.
maybe. I get the feeling that the money came from the people of the town. That's why they were annoyed.
It was meant to go to them.
But saying that, if you want, we've now got quite a lot of treasure stuff, haven't we? So if we go on the way to Sandpoint, go through there, we could like dump off a donation to the townsfolk.
Yeah, well, Yelena was thinking about doing that anyway.
Yeah.
But we've got to go back to Magnamar first.
Well, not to the mayor, right?
No, not to the mayor.
No, but is there an opportunity to find out what he knows? Because at the moment, we're going to Sandpoint and we can capture a giant, interrogate and find out what's going on with Jorgen Fist and whatever it is they're looking for. But that still feels to me like that's the side quest. And that the main quest, which is to find out what's happening with what Lucretia and Zanisha were doing and these tributes and what that does and how that ties into opening the eye, we that's a dead end at the moment. And unless we happen to discover something and it's linked with whatever the giants are looking for in Sandpoint, I don't know how we find out who Lucretia and Zanisha were working for and ultimately what they were trying to do. That's a dead end.
Would Elias have any contacts who could maybe look into that in Magnamar whilst we're saving Sandpoint again?
I probably not, no, because the person that I had who was a sort of a contact in Magnamar from a formal point of view, somebody who could get access to the mayor was Justice Ironbriar.
Yeah.
So there's the guy that Sean played and some other people that I know in the underbelly of Magnamar, but not anybody that could get to the mayor.
Okay. Well, maybe we save Sandpoint and then go to Magnamar and try and dig up some dirt on the mayor.
Rupp can enter some quite high level gambling things. I'm sure he can get contacts there. Gambling circles, right?
It sounds like a very big excuse for Rupp to gamble. Two birds, one stone.
High stakes poker games, that's where you find all the celebrities, right?
Totally. That or golf.
I say it's a dead end. We have got that list of names, haven't we?
We do.
We've got the list of names that Lucretia had.
Yeah.
So maybe there's other names on there other than just people in Turtleback Ferry. We could spend some time perusing the list and trying to see if there's anyone on there that pops out as being important. And we don't actually know what caused the boat to sink either, did we? So who was working against Lucretia to sink the Paradise in the first place? Or I'm getting the whole thing confused, and Lucretia and Zanisha are the side quest, and
it's the other way around.
Sandpoint it's the main quest. It could be either or.
Won't find out until we start playing tomorrow.
So just as we wrap it up then, what's so far best moment, funniest moment, what's stuck in your head the most? What has kind of been that movie moment that you've done? Doesn't have to be what you've done, someone else has done.
Funniest moment probably would be Rupp casting spiritual weapon and having it shimmy, looking like
Spiritual Guardian.
Spiritual Guardian,
Spiritual Guardian, that's it, yeah.
Well, as in it's just Harrison.
It's Harrison, but better.
Harrison Prime.
Yeah.
Harrison Prime.
It was like Ace Rimmer. The Ace Rimmer version of Josh. Of Harrison, sorry.
I really enjoyed Elias's emo phase, honestly.
That was also good.
That was also extremely funny.
Yeah.
And the fact that Rupp caused it as well, somewhat.
Satisfying.
It's like... I just can't believe... I sicked him up and just, as he was dead as well. I thought, I'll make him sick up. I'm sure it won't kill him, but...
I think my favourite was harassing a drunk man outside the pub in Turtleback Ferry.
Yeah.
Oh, you really cocked up that, didn't you? Like, actually talking to the barmaid.
Yes.
It was, my social skills are renowned in all of Magnemar.
But once you're out of Magnemar, you're
Yeah.
fucked.
It doesn't really translate anywhere else. There's a very regional social norms.
I mean,
are
I
there?
think it went well with the hags as well. So
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Your ability to chat people up.
My favourite bit was the fight with the ogre at the Fort Rannick, because not only did I get to be a giant Tulkas to fight him, but when he went barreling through the wall and jumped down, I got to jump after him and kill him with the killing blow on the way down, which was really good.
So something about, I mean, all of this you can do. So something that don't be, and this is for the next chapters going ahead. Don't be constrained by what is on the battle map or what you think exists. Make stuff happen. Create those big movie moments, because that was excellent, and we've had a lot of feedback on that as well. So having those scenes is just go outlandish. As long as you roll high, you will succeed.
Oh, that's another one. That's another. Wait, with the big monster thing, with the tentacles in.
Oh yeah.
When Harrison jumps on it and then just gets tidal waved in the face straight afterwards. He does this heroic move where he jumps off the church and finally sticks his dagger into the thing that he's been waiting for this whole time, and then Sharon just push. Just gets completely thrown off.
getting Hulk smashed by the stone giant as well was also a highlight.
I thought you were gonna die in that.
I thought I was too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just Harrison's glee at getting on the monster finally, and then just
It actually worked. It was something that actually worked. Finally, he did all the rolls, and it worked well. And he was like, "He did it!" Oh no! There's a giant wave coming.
It was both
I
the
see you've
most
done it,
epic
and I'm
and
moving
sad
the
moment.
goalposts.
Yeah.
That was the bit that me and Rupp hated, because we'd stacked all our spells to doing control or mind damage and stuff and it just went, no, not having any of it.
I refuse.
I just walked around in the air a bit. That was my contribution to that fight, I think.
Did you get Ada Jones?
I think the something to also bear in mind is now you're level 10.
Yep.
Okay, so you are level 10. You are all individually very, very powerful now. So where we're going to go next, don't be worried to split the party. So like Jeff just said, the bad guy went running off through the wall and disappeared out of sight. If you want to chase that person, chase them, and we'll have your own scene. That's fine to do, but just be aware that if 3 of you went one direction, 2 of you go another direction, that can happen. Well, the bit you're walking into might be like that bit you had with the ogre, where you're going to have fight on several fronts at the same time. So just bear that in mind, and just be aware of how powerful you are.
Absolute power.
And do what you want to do. If you feel like you want to do something, like, oh, it'd be really cool to do that, do it. Just make it happen. And as long as you roll high, that's fine. Because obviously if you roll low, then you're mine. But, we can make those things happen.
Yeah, I wanted to climb on top of that stone giant and start hacking away at its head, but obviously I rolled so badly that I just ended up on his leg.
Yes,
Hook shot.
it's big, but yeah.
That was my idea, that I wanted to climb on top of it and kind of sit on top of his head of sorts and just kind of.
But if you kind of explain that from the get go, rather than I'll go to his waist and I'll go to his shoulder and I'll go to his head. That's 3 moves. That's 3 whole rounds. Tolkien probably killed it by then. If you said I'm going to run towards it and use the grapple gun and fire at its head, and rolled high, you might have gone zzzt, you might zip line the whole way up there.
Yeah, I think the general problem sometimes is knowing that you don't want to elaborate too much to take time away from other people. I think that's sometimes the problem that I have. But it at that time I didn't know that I wanted to do it that way. I just thought I could try and climb up it, but yeah, I just didn't think of the grappling hook thing. It's just sometimes knowing my assets and using them type thing. So
yeah, you know, we're halfway to level 20. We're halfway through the we're more than halfway through the story now. So you gotta pick up where we are. Also, because damage is so big now, it's difficult to roll to hit and damage at the same time if you're using multiple damage dice.
Oh.
But if you're using weapons, if you're using small amount of dice, then try and roll it all at the same time.
I'm trying to take feats that guarantee a certain amount of dice. So,
All of them.
D10s.
Dice, yes.
so for my healing, I've done it. So guarantees some 8s.
it was so ironic that I picked the general feat Die Hard, which meant that I had a dying of 5 rather than dying 4, and I nearly died that episode with the.
That came in handy. That was.
But I didn't actually get to dying 4 even.
No.
But yeah, I was. It was cutting it fine at least anyway.
Still better to have it.
Exactly. Yeah. Not need it.
You mean you was at 3?
I was at 3 in the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you'd have not had Die Hard, the next damage you took, you was dead.
That would be brown bread. Yeah.
Cool. Right,
That's interesting.
that's all, guys. We what was that? Just over an hour. That's cool. If you are watching this and you are interested in see what this is, and you're watching this on YouTube, skip ahead to Chapter 4, Episode 1, and you'll get to see all this in, hopefully, if it all worked out, us playing with it. But until then, we're going to say goodbye, and we'll see you in the next green room. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.